he's not gonna say, but I just want to really thank everybody. And really, sometimes, you know, we fight. You can't fight what God is calling you to do. You know, so it's to whom much is given, much is required. I just met LJ. I'm gonna dedicate myself just to bring him on now, because he has a very rare cancer, so he needs like a bone marrow, and so, you know, without that, you know, so my point is, we're going to keep going no matter what. We're going to keep positive. And LJ, I will see you when you're 20, 30, 40. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Well, he was born with it, and he was getting repeated pneumonia. And we didn't know what was causing it. And at that point, they started testing him for all sorts of cancers and allergies, mites, everything in the book that could be tested for, he was tested for. And it wasn't until after his doctor at Schneider's Children's Hospital did an extensive research on him that they finally put a name to the disease, because at one point they thought it was parasites, and it wasn't parasites. But like I said, in 2006, that's when they finally put a name to it, and that's when they started with a progression of chemotherapies. And so far, nothing's worked. Before I was working for a chiropractor, but it was kind of hard because from day to day, we didn't know if he was going to be in the hospital, if he was going to have a good day, if he was going to have a bad day. Then it just got to the point where every day just started being a bad day. So I just had to kind of drop the workforce for even now, because it's kind of hard, because he's in the hospital so much, and you know, with the chemo treatments, it kind of wipes him out a little bit. So it's kind of hard to keep steady employment when, you know, he's getting chemo treatments, and you know, then there's days after when he's just not feeling good.
What question for you, like your process as far as going to the hospital, is it painful or is it tiring? You're a tough guy.
Well, he's been dealing with it for, it's almost like part of his life. You know, he's been dealing with it. You know, that's something that, you know, that's almost something that we can't comprehend either. When you've been dealing with something that's from birth, you know, it's like a way of life. You know, you almost expect whatever you get. When you go in there now and knowing that you're going to get needles, you know where the needles go, you know, he's kind of accustomed to all that. You know, maybe a person that's just going through it would maybe have a different mental on it. But I think LJ knows what he has to do to take care of himself. And, you know, what type of responsibility he has to do when he goes into the hospital, and he handles it pretty well.
Now, he basically has no immune system. So he needs to be in a, we need to be in a place where it's basically sterile and free of everything, because anyone who can cough on him or sneeze on him, or if there's dust or like mold or something like that, can trigger it and just set it off, and it's just a stair steps of events that could, you know, trigger everything. So basically we're just trying to situate ourselves where we can find a place where he'll be okay for the time being. We need to reach out to all the minority communities to get as many people as we can to sign up for the National Registry, because minorities only take up 7% on the National Registry, whereas Caucasians are about 80 to 82%. There's a lot of different organizations out there where you can go to sign up. You could go to BeTheMatch.org, you could go to DKMS, MarrowNation.org, PreserveOurLegacy.org, and those are organizations where you could go online and you could click the link, and what they will do is they will send you a swab kit, which consists of an application and Q-tip swabs. And what you would do is swab your cheek and mail the kit back in free of charge. Since the numbers for the minorities are so low on the registry, there is no charge for the testing for minorities.
I had to step up and help out in terms of, like, you know, like the apartment and so on, but it takes a village, you know, so we are reaching out as well. Whatever you can do. I mean, obviously the priority is you need to just go online and see if you are a match to save this 10-year-old boy's life. But you know, aside from the sickness, there's also bills that the family has to deal with and so on. And so it's my responsibility. I've stepped up, and we all have to step up because he's only 10. You know, he's 10, and he should not have to deal with what he's dealing with right now. So if I can help out, I definitely will. And I think that everyone should help out.
He's kind of funny.
You know him? Oh, Bert, yeah, because he was at the show. He was at the show. You met Bert.
He was like, these are blueberries, your blackberries.
Bert is something else. You want to say something to Bert?
The youth of today has a problem. All they do is walk around with their cell phone and the BlackBerry or Blueberry, whatever you want to call it.
He was talking about blackberries. There's no such thing as there's such thing as blueberries.
But not in a cell phone, right?
Yeah.
Bert doesn't have a cell phone. He doesn't carry a cell phone.
He was talking to Spanx like he missed when he bought him Air Force Ones and stuff.
Can we just stop just for a second?
Mm-hmm.
I asked him to step out because he's aware of the situation and he knows that he needs a bone marrow transplant, but he doesn't know that if he doesn't get it, he's not going to survive. He doesn't know. I'm going to cry.
But he's going to get it, though. He's definitely going to get it.
Being out there and LJ around and giving the interviews and trying to get out there and trying to tell the story.
He doesn't know that
he's
part.
a child. He's a child, so you don't want to, you're trying to keep him as strong and positive as possible. So, a lot of the conversation, you want to protect his heart also. You don't want to tell him that, he know that he's sick, but you don't want to tell him that if he doesn't get what he needs, that he's not going to make it.